G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. It's almost Easter and I'm going to do some Easter eggs. Kind of. I'm going to do some borax Easter eggs. So I got these foam eggs, pack of 4, 7 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And it's basically just what they say. They are foam eggs. I wasn't sure what size to get. They came in different sizes. There was a bigger one. I think there was a smaller one, but I got this one because I thought, yeah, that's more sort of egg size. But then I thought, if I grow crystals on these, they're going to get bigger and then I'm going to end up like with ostrich eggs or duck eggs or something. But anyway, it's done. So what I'm going to do is I want to use my food colouring. I've got blue, green, pink. I don't actually have a yellow one. I'm going to try this yellow acrylic ink. Don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try it. We'll try it, yeah, because I don't have a yellow food colouring. And I'm going to use just a plastic cup for each different colour. So what I'm going to do is, I'll put the glue over there for a minute. These, because they're polystyrene, if I put liquid in, they're going to float and they're going to sit on the top. So I thought I will get some wire. And instead of using, fishing line or something like that, that's not going to actually keep the eggs sort of from floating, I thought I'll grab some wire. So I've just got some, it's just thin wire. I've already done one because I was just sort of practicing. I'm just going to cut another 3 little pieces of wire with my little wire cutters there. One more. Doesn't matter if you make them a little bit longer than you need. Don't need too much of it though. So that's that done. Move that out of the way, move that out of the way. So we've got our 3 bits of wire and some stir sticks to hold everything in place. I thought this might be like a fun thing to do with your children coming up to Easter, your grandchildren. We're only going to use borax, so they use it as like a washing powder and cleanser. I don't think it's like a dangerous thing. If you're concerned, you could put gloves on, but I think it's pretty easily found as well. Now the cups are kind of slanting downwards and the eggs slanting downwards, so I thought I'd put them that way. So this at the top. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke this through, but I don't want it to go all the way through to the bottom. We just have to kind of guesstimate where it's going. And I'm hoping that the weight of the crystals isn't going to like pull it down. Hope not. All right, so there we go. Got like a lollipop. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my little pop stick and I'm going to wind the wire on. Much easier than trying to tie a knot in fishing line. Well, for me it is anyway. Like so. And then you can just basically wind that up to fit into your little cup. So I would have this flat side down, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like that, and then I'm going to sort of bend it so that it's sitting in the middle of the stick. But look, you don't have to, and then we'll see how that goes. All right, so that, looking at it from the side, that's what it looks like. So we've got plenty of room on the top. If you wanted a little bit more room on the top and less on the bottom, you could just sort of pull that out a little bit more, or move that back a little bit, make that a little bit higher there. And then you just basically put it where you want to put it. And you've got to make sure that you've got enough room all the way around the egg for the solution. And then when your crystals do grow, hopefully they'll grow, there's room in there. So anyway, okay, that's 2 done. I'm going to do the other 2. And then I will come back to you for the next step. Okay, this is going to be fun. All right, so they are all done. So the next thing I want to do is I want to put a little bit of my borax in here. It's probably a good idea to actually sieve the borax that's going in here, only because this is going to be the borax that I'm going to dip my eggs into. So you don't want to have any big clumps. Put that back in there. Right, so that's relatively, I think that's relatively powderish. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, and look, I don't know whether or not you have to do this. I like to do it because so far I've got better crystals from doing it. And that is just spraying your item, whatever it is you want to coat, in some spray glue, quick set glue. You could, if you wanted to, paint like Elmer's glue all or a wood glue or something on it, but then you'd probably have to wait, I don't know, at least 8 hours, maybe 12 hours for it to dry. With this, I probably only have to give it half an hour. So I'm gonna do that. Now I need to move these out of the way because I've got my little pizza box here that I use. Just move those out of the way. I like using my pizza box when I'm spraying things. And then I'm also going to just use a bit of paper towel just to stop any overspray going off my bench there. Hopefully I've, well, maybe I haven't got down the top here. Probably haven't got the top done very well. I think that's it. All right, so now we're just gonna dip that in there. Not so easy to dip actually because of the stick. We'll just do this. We're just gonna coat the egg in the borax. And this is going to give our crystals something to cling to, basically. The borax no doubt will create crystals onto this. I think I've missed a bit there. Probably will create, you know, the crystals will sort of stick to it, but having a layer of the borax powder there is just going to kind of attract the other crystals to these crystals and make them start growing faster. So once that's done, we can just put it back in there, and it can dry while it's sitting in there. All right, we'll move on to the next little guy. Maybe it's easier if I just hold it and spray it. That way I can get it everywhere. Like so. It's probably easier. Like so. So if you had big clumps, they're not going to stick to the glue very well. So you're better off just sieving it so that you've got that nice sort of fine powder. And there we go. There's number 2. All right, I'll finish them. And I'm going to put my kettle on to boil, and we'll be back for the next step. All right, I've got my scale here, and I'm going to do 400 grams of water. You could do 400 mils if you wanted to. You just have to make sure that you get that, you know, you're looking at the little bubble correctly when you look at the side of your jug. So the bottom of the bubble needs to be sitting on the top of your measuring line. That's still on the bottom. I'm just going to see if it's exactly the same in mils as it is in grams. A little bit more. So I'm just looking at the bottom. I keep forgetting the name of the bottom of the bubble that you look at when you're having a look to measure. Okay, that's roughly it. Yep, so 800 mils, 800 grams, something like that. Right, that's 800. Now I may have to do this in 2 batches. Well, I probably will have to do it in 2 batches because I don't think I'm going to have enough in here to fill all of these. And you can't put boiling water into a thin plastic cup like this. You know, these disposable cups. If you had a glass, you have to make sure it's heat proof. Again, you don't want to shatter your glass if you're putting boiling water into a glass that's not heat proof. Maybe like a hard plastic would be all right, but these ones that I have to wait for my solution to cool down. Oops, I need that again. All right, so I've got 800 grams of water, or 800 milliliters of water. So I'm going to see if I can put, when I did my rose, you know, when I did that fabric rose, I did 360 grams of borax. I've actually got some Epsom salts as well that I want to try. I just didn't want to do a big project like this with Epsom salts and not know exactly what ratio to do. So I will do, like in a week or so, I'll do a little experiment with Epsom salts just to see, because I don't know if the ratio is the same, like ratio of water to powder. I don't know if it's the same with Epsom salts as it is with borax. So I'll do a little experiment and we'll see how Epsom salts works, whether the good, bad and the ugly with Epsom salts. I'm really happy with the borax crystals. Love the alum crystals. They're really nice. Whoops, there's a big blob of it. Look at that. Big blob there. I'll try and break it up. I don't want it to go in and splash everywhere. Come up to 330 grams. You just got to make sure that you're not going to go like too far up your jug. Like, don't fill it all the way, because when you put your powder in, it's going to go even higher. So make sure that you've got enough room there to allow for your powder. Oh, don't go in, big blob. Okay, I'm going to go with the 360. There we go, 360 grams. So I'm going to stir this. And I'm going to put that there just in case I spill. No doubt the water's going to come out there. I'll put my finger there, but it might spill anyway. So I'm just going to keep dissolving this, or stirring it until it's dissolved. What I find is, because I've been adding all that borax powder, the temperature of my boiling water is no longer boiling. So after stirring it for a few minutes, I will pop it back in the microwave for a minute or 2 minutes and just try and dissolve it a little bit more. And then I'm going to let it cool, just cool enough for me to put into the plastic cups. And then I'll come back to you, okay? I decided to change my cups from that size to that size because I don't want huge crystals. I just want like a thin covering, and I'd rather not make up 2 batches of borax. I'm hoping that I get 4 of the smaller cups. That might work. I think they hold about 340 mils, whereas this one's about 500. So anyway, it's done. Now I put this in the microwave for 2 minutes. It's kind of cloudy. There's a few little floaty bits that have sunk, sunky bits. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is, because I always make such a mess when I'm pouring, I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to put this solution in all the cups, and then I can add my colouring. It's still quite hot. Quite hot. Hot, hot, hot. Alright, let's see if I can do this a bit better. You'd think because it's got a spout it would pour properly, but whoa! Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. When it's really full, it doesn't pour very well at all, but when it's a little bit more empty, it tends to pour a bit better. I'll try not to get those little bits on the bottom. And if I have to still make up some more, then so be it. Which I might have to. We'll see. So I'm just going to try and get them as equal as I can. It's just like sharing out drinks, isn't it? And then there's a little bit of the borax powder still sitting on the bottom there. All right, who needs a little bit more? Okay, that's basically it. Oh, that's worked out quite well, I think. Methinks. All right, there's a hair in that one. Take out any little imperfections that you can see. All right, now let's do the colouring. Let's do the colouring. And then we can add our little eggs again, shall we? Now, who thinks that the yellow acrylic ink is going to work? Do we think it will? I have no idea. All right, here we go. I should really put some gloves on, shouldn't I? Food colouring. Oh, okay. You want blue? Okay. You've already got a few drops in you, so there we go. 3. I'm going to put some gloves on. It's really hard to get food colouring out of your skin once it's on. I tend to use bicarbonate soda, and that generally gets the colouring out of your skin. Okay, so there's the blue. Give that a wipe. And some green. 1, 2, 3 of green. And then this is rose pink. Now there's no dropper, so I'm just going to have to pour. Ah! Okay, that doesn't look like pink. I had the same problem when I was doing, remember when I was doing the skull? That doesn't look pink. It says rose pink. It looks red to me. Yeah, I had that issue when I was doing the skull, remember? I was trying to get like a pink and I ended up getting a red. Okay, you need a little bit more. Another few drops. I think that was like 6 or 7. I'm just trying to get it to the same shade as that. All right, let's try this yellow. Oh, okay. It's where did I put my stirrer? Oh, where is my stirrer? Where did I put my stirrer? Oh, it's right in front of me. Are you gonna mix in? Yeah, no, not really. Okay, so that's not gonna work. What else can I use? I really wanted yellow, but I'll pick these out. Yeah, I don't know what else I can use. Look at that. I don't have a yellow fabric dye, and I don't have yellow food dye. Maybe I can just add blue and red and try and get like a purple. I should have tried a little bit first, shouldn't I? Put a little bit in a bowl. Like, I don't want to add alcohol into it because you don't know what the alcohol is going to do to it. Might stop the crystals forming. I mean, this may not even work anyway because now I've added something else to it. I can't get any more out. Oh gosh, what else have I got? What have I got? All right, let's go with a purple maybe. Let's try for a purple. Put a little bit. It's so hard just trying to get a little bit. Let's see if I can get a purple. Things I can't do yellow. I know my little kit did come with yellow. Oh gosh. I don't like that. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh my gosh. It's okay, I don't know what that is. Try for purple. Look, just as well I've got gloves on, making a mess. Is that purple? can't even see. Oh, yeah, kind of. Not a very nice purple. All right, I'm going to add, because that one's so dark, I'm going to add more colouring to everybody else. And I'm already starting to get some little crystals on top. So it's time to put our eggs back in. Hopefully it'll be all right. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get myself a new little set of food colorings because it came with yellow. But I've obviously used it for something else years ago. All right, there we go. We have our colors. Now, let's hope that these go in. No! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Don't overflow, don't overflow. Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't think about that, did I? I didn't think, it's very full. I could potentially take a little bit out. Just a little bit. Okay, there we go. I think they're all okay, and that one might need a little bit. Okay, so look, it's just floating. But see, this is why I put the wire on. I thought, well, I can push it down, and then I can put something over the top. Could someone pass me something to put over the top, please? Pass me something. Oh, how about a coaster? How about a coaster that I've made? A resin coaster? Will that work? Just have to make sure that it's in the middle. Make sure my little egg's in the middle. I can see it kind of touching the side of the cup there, so I need to move it over. So you just need to check on all sides. Make sure that it's not touching the sides. Right, I'm going to empty this one a little bit because I think it's a bit full. Yeah, I didn't think about that, did I? Well, I kind of did, but I didn't. I should pick coasters that I don't really like very much rather than wasting all my good coasters. I've got all my little coasters there. All right, let's do the blue one next. Down you go. There's actually quite a lot of resistance. It wants to pop back up. Okay, you sit there. And I can see it's touching the side there, so I'll just move it over. Stay. Oh, okay. And the red one or pink one, whatever it's going to be, put that on top. Use whatever you've got. Just needs a little bit of pressure just to keep it down. I don't think they're going to spring up or anything. Hopefully they won't spring up. Cross fingers they won't spring up. But yeah, hopefully they'll be all right. Down you go. Okay, that's it. See, where there's a will, there's a way. We can do it. All right, so now you just have to go through it and have a look. See this one here? You can see the white just there. So I'll just move that away. That's what I was talking about. I can't do it now with one hand, but just make sure that one there. See, that one's touching the side as well. So I'll move that one away as well from the sides. And I'll come back to you tomorrow. We'll give it 24 hours. Come back to you tomorrow and see what they're doing. But yeah, I'm just going to move these away from the edge so they're not touching. Right, it's the next day. It's in the morning. So we'll have a little look at these and see what they're doing. Let's take that off. Oh, my bit of metal wants to come out. I obviously didn't put that in properly. Okay, so we've got crystals. We have crystals. They're not very big yet, but look at the inside of the cup. The inside of the cup is covered in crystals. So what, oh gosh, I'm dripping. So what I need to do now is, I need to try and see if I can find a bit more foam I can poke that into. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to pop this in the microwave and melt all these down, because I don't think there's any borax left in that solution. So I need to melt all these down. I'm going to add another tablespoon of borax, give it a stir, melt it all down, and then pop that back in for another day, because once it gets to the stage where it's like you know, all the crystals are sticking to the sides, there's nothing left to go onto the egg. So I'm going to do that for all of them. Where did I just put that? I had a wipe. I had a wipe. I don't know what I've done with it. I'm dripping. Dripping on my gorgeous coaster. All right, so I'm going to do that for all of them. And then see how there's that little kind of loose bit there? I'm just going to take those off. So I'll just check them all and make sure that I haven't got any like weird little loose bits, because I want it to sort of, I want the crystals to grow uniformly as possible. It's looking really pretty, really pretty. Getting some really nice little crystals going on there, but yeah, just need more borax solution. Oh gosh, oh. Oh, disaster averted. Okay, so this is the purple one. Purple, not really purple. I might see if I can put some more color in it. Actually, oh look, it actually matches my coaster. Look at that. That's pretty good. But yeah, it's not really purple. So there's that one. Put that to the side. And this one's the red one. Whoops. Still, so this one must have been touching the side. I'm actually wondering if I should go back to my bigger cups. I might actually do that. Might melt all this down and then pour it into my bigger cups that I've still got sitting here. Oh gosh, got little crystals on the wire there as well. But yeah, I think that must have been touching the side. So haven't got many there. So that's the red one. And then our green one. There we go. That looks really pretty too, doesn't it? They're coming along nicely. You can see this one's got more crystals on that side than that side, because it's more white over there and more green over there. So, and I tend to always get more crystals on the bottom. All right, so that's those done. Now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to melt them all down. I may even make up a little, I'll have to mix up a little bit more borax, and I'm going to put them into the bigger cups, just because they were touching. Although I don't know that the bigger cup will actually help, because they were floating, they were moving, but now that they've got crystals on them, they're heavier, so they may float, but they may sink better. So anyway, I'll do that. All right, so I'm going to reheat these, melt them down, add some more borax, mix up another batch of borax, and add it to this. So yeah, I'll come back to you shortly. I'll go and boil my kettle. Alrighty, so I have I melted down that other solution, and I did mix up a little bit more and added a little bit more color, just because I'm adding more solution. I think that's about equal. All right. The leftover borax I can just leave in there, or I can do something else with it. It's easy enough to just melt down again. And look, I got blue. I forgot to put my gloves on. I got blue on me. Because I was adding more clear solution, I added a little bit more blue, just to squeeze more. All right, let's Let's pop these back in. Now it's a bigger cup, so I think, oh my gosh, there goes my, I'm gonna have to try and poke it into another section if I can. Try not to get the same hole that I was in before. All right, so it's pretty easy, I think, with the wire, because you can loosen it and tighten it and, you know, make it bigger. All right, how's that? Can't really see. Oops, it's touching the side, so I'll just move it over a little bit. It wants to kind of, doesn't want to go straight down. It kind of wants to flick over to the side. But I can see where it's sitting down here, so I just have to move it over. All right, so that's that one done. So I'll give them another 24 hours and see what they're going to do. So I will just, because it's a bigger cup now, I'm just going to unwind that carefully so that I can still pop that in. There we go, down it goes. Weight it down. Same with the green one. Just unwind that a little bit. And it goes. Hopefully they'll have a little bit more room in there now so they don't touch the side. But as they get heavier with more crystals, they will hopefully drop down a little bit and stay where I put them with any luck. Okay, here we go. Last one. Got a few little loose bits on top. All right. Push that down. And there we go. All right. All set. Now to slow down the crystal curing, like I'm going to turn my air conditioner off. I'm going to try and keep this as warm as possible. I may even cover it with a box, if I can find a box, just to keep it warmer for longer. That way we'll get better crystals. If it cools down too fast, you get a lot more crystals forming around the side of the cup and a lot more on the bottom as opposed to going onto the actual egg. So if you can cool it down slowly, you'll have a better effect. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it is the next day and let's have a little look. See what we've got. Oh, they still want to float. All right, I am going to just pop these on some paper towel just so that they can stop dripping. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. We've got some really pretty crystals on that. Wow. Okay, so with this, you could just smush your cup like that, and all that borax crystal that was on the side has gone in. So you could reheat this, but put it into a glass, into like a glass measuring jug, Pyrex or something like that. Don't try and bring it to the boil in plastic. It'll just warp and make an awful mess. So, but you can reuse that. You will need to add more borax to the liquid because a lot of it is now on the egg. So you'll need to add more to that. But you can, by all means, use that again. Don't waste it. All right, let's have a look at this one. Oh, gosh. That's a nice bright red, isn't it? Look at that. Now, I don't know why, but the crystals always tend to grow better on the bottom. So, and I've told you this before when I've been doing other pieces. Look, don't spill onto the purple. I turn them so that, you know, the top where there's more crystals, or that will be the top, so more crystals can grow down here. I don't know why. I don't know why it is like that. You'd think that, you know, the crystals that are hitting the top there would grow more, but it's always the other way. I mean, if you could work out how to put that back in, yeah, maybe, let's see if we just have to pull this out. It comes out easily, and you're really not even going to see the little hole there, but potentially what you could do is put that back in if you wanted to, and cover it, just, I don't know, put some kind of a weight on it to hold it down, because it just wants to float. But I'm not going to bother with it because I love the crystals as they are. But if you wanted to get more crystals on the other side, just pop that down, maybe put a little bit of something on top, I don't know, something to weigh it down. It doesn't have to go all the way down because you've already got lots of crystals there, but you could potentially do that. And then just squish that, get all of that to fall down again, and there you go. You can reuse that one as well, but again, add more borax to it. Should be putting my gloves on. I keep forgetting. I thought, no, I'm not going to make a mess today. Let's move these out of the way. There's this little tiny little loose bit there. You can just move that off. That is so cool. I really love those bigger crystals. Get some more paper towel and then just pull that out. I should do it with this one too. Pull that out. You don't really see where the hole was. Last one. Our blue. It's so cool. I love these. Pull that out. And there we go. There's our blue one. Okay. Push all that back down again. I wouldn't mix the colours. You probably end up with an awful brownish tone. But yeah, if you wanted to do something else, not necessarily eggs, but if you wanted to do something else in these colours, like I said, reheat the solution, add a bit more borax. I'd probably add an extra maybe 2 tablespoons to that. And then you can hang something else in there so that you're not wasting it. Right, I think those have had a chance to kind of dry off enough. And there we go. This purple one, and I say purple very lightly, it's not really purple. I mean, it's a tone of purple, I guess. It's got more crystals than the others have. I don't know why. Some little loose ones there. All right, so to protect these, wait until they have had a chance to dry off totally, and then you can spray them with some, I'll show you. I've got a couple, just like these, you know, clear gloss coat. I've got the Dulux, I've got the crystal coat, but whatever you've got, and it's a gloss, make sure they gloss, and you can just spray them all over with that, and that'll protect them, and it'll keep the shine as well. This one's really good. I like this one. This one's got crystals all over it. Some of the others have sort of only got it, like this one's got small crystals on the top, well, the bottom, and then bigger on that side. I'm kind of tempted to put them back in again, but for the purpose of this video, I've shown you how to do it. So there you go. All right, a fun little project to do with the kids, the grandkids, or just for yourself if you want to do some Easter decorating. And of course, you don't have to do eggs. You can do other things. You know, that I had a little bit of borax left in that jug that I made up. I made this. Look, I made this. I will do a video on how to do Christmas decorations in borax, you know, coming closer up to Christmas, which is a long way away now. We're talking about Easter, but I just thought, oh, I've got some left over. Let's just do that, and look how pretty that is. So again, you can spray that one with your clear varnish as well, and I've got somewhere to hang it there on the Christmas tree. Look at that, so pretty. Okay, so here we go, a little close-up for you. Hopefully you can see the sparkles, the crystals. And of course, if you didn't want them quite so bright, if you wanted more pastel looking, you could just not use quite so much of the colouring. And if you wanted bigger crystals than that, just reheat your solution, add more borax, and pop them in for another 24 hours. You could turn them over. You could, oh, I don't know that you could get your little bit of wire through the top there. But yeah, you could certainly give them another 24 hours if you wanted bigger ones. They look really, really cool, don't they? So pretty. I love them. I never thought I would enjoy growing crystals, but I do. It's so much fun. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my video. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next one. I've got lots of ideas and more things that I want to do growing crystals. And I also want to do some Epsom salts, see how they work as well. All right, take care. Bye for now.